Hi everyone. So today I'm going to be discussing my SWOT analysis. This is for the class EDU 304, the bridge between coursework, identity, and career. My name is it's Lorelai Arianis, but it's technically Alvarez. I just haven't changed it yet. But let's go ahead and let's start with our introduction. So what is SWOT? It stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. This is something that we have been kind of covering um, more so internally of what can be improved within ourselves and how can this affect our career going forward. So strengths mostly stands for internal positive attributes or resources that give an advantage. Um, this is, oh, am I good at communicating with people? Am I good at this? Am I good at that? Like stuff like that. It's pretty self-explanatory, but weaknesses is internal factors that place the entity at a disadvantage. So, am I not able to communicate with people? Do I struggle with empathy? Things like that. Opportunities, which can be external factors that could be beneficial if leveraged, is this something, oh, I'm great with XYZ. This is really going to put me ahead of the others. Or threats. This is external elements that could cause trouble or challenges. This can range in many different things, and it really just depends on the situation. Um, More importantly, I kind of wanted to focus on the two career paths that I chose, which was family and human development, which focuses on family dynamics, human growth, and social emotional well being within family contexts. I thought that was really interesting, as well as personal health. I feel like we are definitely in a day and age where personal health is something that is super important. This essentially covers individual health behaviors, nutrition, mental health, disease prevention, and substance abuse prevention. I'm mostly focused on individual health behaviors and mental health just because those two topics are pretty big to me. But let's move on a little bit. What is the purpose or the benefits? Why do we do this? Essentially, we're doing this because it helps with career planning. It kind of gives you a clear roadmap of things that you can go through within your career, before your career, and improve yourself in order for that career field. More examples, it just provides a clear, structured approach to self assessment. It's going to help identify personal competitive advantages in the job market. It's going to reveal areas for development and skill enhancement and assist in recognizing potential career opportunities and challenges. Going forward, it's just kind of going back to what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Um, so let's go ahead and let's talk a little bit more about family and human development. What are some strengths, something that we see in the career field, and how, you know, I personally would be in there, or just in general, the career field itself. So some strengths for this career field is having a high empathy score. Personally, I scored a 17, which was really high. It also is I had balanced scores and self-awareness, self-management, and motivation. So it also was just another key factor of why I might be better for the family and human development role, as well as a strong understanding of family dynamics. Something that I've always wanted to and pushed myself to learn more about is family dynamics. I think it's a really interesting topic. But we also have some weaknesses when it comes to family and human development. Is I do have a lower score in relationship management. I did score an 11. So I need for improvement in conflict resolution skills, as well as limited experience in family counseling. I do plan to become an educator in the future, so my experience with family counseling has been very slim. I do have some opportunities of a growing demand for family therapists and counselors. That's definitely a route that I've been thinking about taking. But it's also a very diverse career path. There's a lot of different things that you can do within the field. And there's always going to be opportunities for continuous learning and development. There's also going to be the threat of it being a competitive job market, emotional burnout, which is really big, as well as potential changes in family structures affecting the field. So if I have anything happening in my personal life, chances are I might bring it to work. That's just the career field that is in. Everything will be very personal. So let's kind of go over this just a little bit more and summarize it. Basically, with all of that being said, the strength for me is being able to recognize biases, maintaining boundaries, and driving improvements in therapy or in my classrooms. So I will always be on top, or at least attempt my best to always be on top of any biases, maintaining our boundaries, and just making sure that every child comes into a classroom where they feel safe and protected. Also, understanding of family dynamics. Things are different for every child, and that's something that we take into account every single day when we open up our doors to them. And with that being a strength, that's a major one, as well as weaknesses. So with me having a lower relationship management score, it's important for me to continue putting effort into actually managing those family dynamics, and going through training and just making sure that my skills are remaining up to date, as well as creating interventions, specialized trainings, things like that, in order to make sure that I'm just not only myself but also the families that I'm working with are consistently on the same page. Um, as well as opportunities, while I was looking into it, I did learn that there's a projected 16% of job growth from 2020 to 2030, due to increased mental health awareness and telehealth. So, with that being said, we are hoping for an incline in job growth just because of new technology that we are having, that's causing things to go online more, which is great. Because it opens up a lot of new opportunities for people who maybe can't be out and about all the time. So, not only that, but let's talk about some threats. So we already did talk about the competitive job market and just how, with the increasing number of graduates, there needs to be a difference between networking and specialization. And there is that risk of emotional burnout. Even though there are a lot of people graduating and in the career field, uh, burnout does happen when you are in these high stress, high emotional jobs. Let's go ahead. So let's talk about connection to navigating emotions. So emotional intelligence plays a crucial role in family and human development, as highlighted in our text, EQ from the Inside Out. The family unit serves as the primary environment for learning and honing emotional regulation skills, which are fundamental to navigating complex social and emotional landscapes throughout life. Um, when we are talking about applying this to our strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats, it's best to analyze one's emotional intelligence so that we can provide valuable insights into current abilities and possible challenges in navigating emotions. Having this analytical approach is really going to benefit us going forward because it's going to break it down a little bit more and it's going to give more of a scientific base instead of an emotional one, just because sometimes emotions can be heightened within this career field. Um, so, with using this analysis of one's emotional competencies can reveal hidden potentials and areas of growth, allowing for more targeted approach in developing emotional intelligence. By leveraging this self-awareness, individuals can foster positive relationships, improve communication, and enhance conflict resolution skills within their families and beyond. Ultimately, this is going to just ensure that all of the relationships that people are maintaining are going to be healthier, um, not only for the people that they are in those relationships with, but also for themselves. This was my personal health table for this. So this is the strengths are going to be regularly exercising, a balanced diet, support systems, mental health awareness. So weaknesses in this career field could have been inconsistent sleep schedules, high stress levels, um, a sedentary work lifestyle, irregular medical checkups. That was a big one, as well as opportunities. So, what access do people have to things, whether that be apps or technology or wellness programs, or is it the access that they have to, just being able to talk about mental health as well? And then some threats for this career field is increasing work demands, environmental pollutants, and genetic predisposition to certain health conditions, and fast food availability. So essentially, the analysis of this reveals that a lot of our emotional well being is tied to things that we experience externally on a daily basis. So, this is something like having regular exercise and a balanced diet. Um, while weaknesses are also a huge thing, so are our strengths, and trying to remember that in this career field is wild. But neither here nor there. Um, Opportunities for mindfulness and wellness programs can enhance emotional intelligence, but threats like increased work demands challenge our emotional balance. We also saw this in our text, as they stated that physical health and emotional well-being are interconnected. Developing awareness in our emotional patterns can lead to better strategies for overall health and allowing us to improve both physical and emotional aspects in a positive feedback loop. Um, just a quick summary of this as well. Essentially, it's going to be highlighting those link between physical well-being and emotional intelligence. Strengths like regular exercise and a balanced diet support emotional stability, while weaknesses such as high stress or poor sleep can hinder emotional navigation. I know a lot of times when we're tired, we don't really think things through, or we just have a difficult day, and that can lead to just a little bit more emotional um, instability. But threats for work demands. This does threaten our work demands when we are dealing with anything like emotional resilience. This connection is vital for career development as self-awareness and health-conscious practices boost adapt adaptability, decision making, and relationships, which is key for professional success. By focusing on both health and EQ, individuals can improve well being and enhance career growth in a changing work environment. And then these were my sources. Overall, it was really interesting to learn about the SWOT. SWOT is what I've been calling it. But overall, I think that it's a really good way to analytically go through all the strengths and weaknesses in whatever career field that you're looking into. Personally, I am thinking about going into being a educator for eighth grade ELA or history, and I thought that this was a good way for me to break it down and see going forward what I could do for that as well when it comes to strengths or weaknesses within myself. But I hope you enjoyed the presentation.